Hi friends, I just wanted to refer the task which has been highlighted about net neutrality, and let me make it clear that as an individual, as a layman, we understand that we are talking about net as the only library resource for any information. Keeping the fact that there are preferences over few websites, but that's the part of the business. And if we say that we are developing the place to opportunities for having a preference over one site or the other, it is something like having getting pallied to the liking of one's interest or using a one product which has an identity. So we believe, particularly from the academic point of view, that we need to favor the net neutrality, wherein there should be no way that we should have to face any discrimination at the distribution end. Since the regulations on net neutrality are still not very clear for the layman, we do not have anything to say about it at the moment. But certainly, when we're talking about the US and the UK, where this is pretty common that there's not going to be any preference given to any product as such, but certainly learning to happen and the lack of net neutrality supports a monopolistic market which otherwise would I believe as such will adversely affect the growing startup ecosystem, and we do not support discrimination of any sorts when it comes to consumables, and of course the success depends on that priority. We need to understand the fact that as academicians we believe in net neutrality and the openness of network and the ability of people to communicate across platforms, and it is the only association these days to be in connect and get to the best of the world. Today consumers have the freedom to choose, and that choice is over the preference of quality. So we should not be against the fact that yes, it is a preferable product wise discrimination. I understand, but yes, we are totally against any discrimination to apps and services on the internet as such, in particular, utilizing the power of one's preference over the other. It is to make everybody get the best, and the preference has to be neutral in approach to learning and making the job done. Neutrality as a part of my being an academician, I believe that it is like accessing to a particular segment, getting the job done, uploading information, downloading information. But yes, the aspect has to be same that yes, the business world has to roll on with that attitude of making the difference. The customers need to decide, they are the bosses, and as the consumers, they need to roll out with that preference whom to get to the best of the services. The favor to one website by one service provider is because to handle the sales, the marketing, but certainly the preference has to come up with that pride and the perfection of the decision makers, that they need to come up with that aspect of making the difference and believing. I, in fact, my understanding to net neutrality talks about free access to any website without preference, but yes, the liking has to be there. The number of hits do actually revert to us that we may not be knowing a particular website and we get to out of a preference of a sub provider, or maybe the service provider brings a better hub and an information relation, they have a tie-up or something like that, so that favors the consumers. As an academician, I do believe that yes, freedom to access any net, preferably any website, at the independence and the cost of individuality should be there. Take care and let this roll out to the maximum of the people to the perfection of yes, they can make the difference. So the loud voice towards getting the net neutrality and being natural to any and being neutral to any of the preferences should be the need of the hour. Thank you and stay blessed.